Warriors -2 up in Toronto. So the Warriors at MSG on Thursday. As we speak, the game should be going final any moment, and the Warriors are up double digits. So that would mean that the Dubs are 11-3 straight up and against the spread in the month of February. So they're just playing a whole lot better. And this is just another situation, kind of like a similar thought process that I had to the Bucks, where it's like, okay, the Warriors are not only the better team, but you're talking about another team, like I said with the Bucks, that is so motivated to get right. Where they had, like, the first half of the season was tumultuous. There were a lot of struggles. They were falling down the standings. And now it's like an urgency factor of, we need to beat the teams that we can beat, that we should beat rather, because like we need every bit of, momentum that we can get for playoff seeding, especially in the West, which is, just a dogfight. So that's just kind of how I feel, where, the Warriors, they're playing way better. I know they're on the road. I know they're on a back-to-back, but I feel like they can beat the Raptors by a couple points here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a short spread, right? At 2. And when we look at some of the against the spread information, Toronto, when they have had a rest advantage, 6-9-1 against the spread. And when we look at the Golden State Warriors on no rest, 7-4-1 against the spread. So I understand, Golden State, they're on the road trip. They're going to play Toronto. It's definitely a spot where you look at these two teams and you're like, they're in totally different classes. They're similarly situated in the standings, but the way the Western Conference is, like, we know that the Western Conference is so much more like of a gauntlet than the Eastern Conference, especially the bottom, right? And I do think that your point is strong, because it's like they've got Chris Paul back, they have Klay Thompson playing really well off the bench, and I think that should help with their bench minutes. They've been so much better since they kind of got their guys back. They got Draymond back. Steve Kerr's making those tough decisions to play, Klay off the bench and start Podzingis, or I can't even say his name, Pods and Kuminga at the same time.
Yes.
And I think that's so important, right? So I do think that your spot with your look at Golden State, it seems funny, like we're taking all these guys on short rest, but I think that Golden State definitely should have the edge in this game.
This has been an interesting week to week and a half out of the All-Star break, because it's like, okay, you get a break, but then it's like, here, everybody, you got to play back-to-backs. Like, it's just like how they have to, fit in the schedule. So it just so happens that the rest stuff is a factor, but at the same time, it's still crunch time in the season. And Toronto, they're outside of the playoff picture right now completely, and it seems like they're trending down, right? They were sellers at the deadline, whereas Golden State, they're the opposite. They're in that 10th spot or so as we speak, but it's like, do any of us sit here thinking that Golden State is not going to get in the play-in? No, like they're trying to get in. I mean, they're trying to take advantage of Steph Curry. Like, there's no way that they are laying down here. So yeah, the rest thing, and you mentioned they've actually fared decently well in that sort of situation, which does make me feel a little bit better. But it is what it is. It's kind of like, for them at this point, like it doesn't matter. Like, we need to win games.
Yeah. It's not, they don't have the luxury of like taking games off at this point in the season. It's not like those teams years ago where they were just rolling through the regular season. Like, they have to try. Like, even this game against the Knicks, they beat the Knicks. Knicks were pretty undermanned lately, but they had to like work. Like, it took them, it was not like an easy win for them. So it's like, they really do need to take advantage of these spots against like quote unquote bad teams and kind of win and try to take advantage, especially with a short spread. I do like it. It's just one possession, not even a full one.